Chosen one, pause here for a moment, because this message did not appear on your screen by accident. This is not something you stumbled into. This is something heaven placed directly in your path. God has been watching the weight you carry, the pressure that has been slowly tightening around your life, the silent battles you've been fighting with no audience, and He is stepping into this exact moment to remind you of who you are in His eyes. You are not someone who blends into the crowd. You are not someone who crumbles under life's heaviness. You are someone He handpicked, someone He strengthened, someone He entrusted with a level of endurance others were never designed to handle. There are days when you wake up and feel the invisible weight pressing on your chest, not physical pressure, but spiritual pressure, emotional pressure, mental pressure. Others see your smile, but God sees your strain. Others see your calm, but heaven sees your fight. People around you have no idea what you've carried just to make it through the day, yet you move with grace, you keep going with dignity, and you push forward with a strength that surprises even you. That alone is proof that you're not walking through this season alone. God has been reinforcing your spirit behind the scenes. You've asked Him quietly, "Lord, why does this keep getting heavier? Why do I feel like I'm always the one being stretched? Why does my journey never seem as light as everyone else's?" And in the quiet places of your spirit, God has been whispering, "Because only you can hold the weight of what I'm preparing you for." Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. Diamonds are formed under intensity. Oil flows only through pressing. Gold is refined in fire. Heaven is shaping you into something greater than you were before the pressure began. And even though you may not see it yet, something inside you is expanding, strengthening, and maturing. You're not at the edge of breaking, you're at the edge of becoming. This pressure is not meant to crush you, it's meant to reveal you. God is awakening a deeper strength in you, one that will carry you into the destiny He's been preparing long before this season began. Chosen one, listen closely, because this next part is something your spirit has been waiting to hear. The pressure you feel is heavier than what others experience because your calling is heavier than what others carry. There are levels of destiny that can only be unlocked through intensity, and you have been walking through a refining season that most people around you could not survive. Diamonds are created under crushing weight. Oil is produced only through deep pressing. Gold is purified through fire. And just like these precious things, your spirit has been going through a process that feels overwhelming to your mind but necessary to your purpose. What looks like unfair strain is actually divine strengthening. While others collapse under small frustrations, you endure storms that were never meant for ordinary people. While some break under minor setbacks, you've survived situations that should have taken your peace, your confidence, or even your hope. But somehow, you remained standing. Somehow you kept moving. Somehow, you kept faith alive even when everything around you seemed designed to extinguish it. This is because God placed resilience in you that many do not possess. You have been walking through a season where the stretching felt personal, where the weight felt intentional, where the challenges seemed tailored specifically to your spirit. That's because they were. God custom designed this pressure for your growth, for your elevation, and for your preparation. He is not building a weak vessel, He is building a warrior of endurance, humility, discernment, and spiritual authority. The pressure is not evidence of abandonment, it is evidence of assignment. You are being shaped into someone who can carry influence without losing integrity, favor without losing gratitude, responsibility without losing peace. And even now, without fully understanding it, you are rising. Your spirit is adapting to new levels. Your endurance is expanding. Your inner strength is being sharpened like a sword in a flame. You may feel tired, stretched, or tested, but none of this is wasted. Every moment of pressure is pushing you closer to the version of yourself God designed you to become. This is not the end of your strength, this is the unveiling of it. Chosen one, there is something profound you need to understand about this pressure you've been enduring. God did not place this weight on just anyone. He placed it on you because He knew your spirit had the capacity to not only endure it, but to transform through it. There are people in your life who would have crumbled under the very situations you survived. There are individuals who would have fallen apart at the challenges you faced quietly, without applause, without support, without validation. The truth is simple. They were never meant to carry what you carry. Their shoulders were not designed for this level of spiritual responsibility, but yours were. You have walked through seasons where you cried silently because no one around you had the emotional or spiritual depth to understand what you were battling. You carried wounds that no one saw, and prayed prayers that no one heard except God. You navigated storms while keeping other people afloat. You held yourself together even when everything inside you felt like it was falling apart. And yet, in all of this, something remarkable happened. Instead of weakening you, the pressure strengthened you. Instead of making you bitter, it made you wiser. Instead of breaking your spirit, it awakened parts of you that had been dormant. People see the surface of your life, but heaven sees the layers beneath it, layers forged through perseverance, humility, pain, and relentless faith. What others consider strength is actually the result of years of spiritual battles, quiet endurance, and deep refining. God has been using every hardship not to destroy you, but to shape you. You've been molded like clay on the potter's wheel, pressed intentionally so your structure can hold the blessings, responsibilities, and influence that are coming your way. And here is the truth: what feels like pressure is actually transformation. You are not in a season of collapse, you are in a season of becoming. Your spirit is undergoing a divine strengthening because your destiny requires a version of you that is grounded, unshakable, and spiritually mature. You are being prepared for a future that demands wisdom, resilience, and depth. The pressure wasn't sent to stop you. It was sent to reveal the strength God always knew was inside you. Chosen one, there is a truth many overlook about pressure. It does not only come from hardship, it comes from elevation. The moment God begins lifting you, the atmosphere around you changes. The air becomes thinner, the space becomes tighter, and the path becomes narrower. This is why you've been feeling a shift in your spirit, a shift in your environment, and a shift in your relationships. You are rising to a level that not everyone around you is equipped to handle. When God elevates you, He allows the pressure to increase because your spirit must adjust to a higher dimension of purpose, wisdom, and responsibility. You may notice that you don't connect with people the way you once did. Conversations that used to interest you now feel empty. Environments that once felt comfortable now feel too small. This is not you becoming distant. This is you outgrowing what was never meant to contain you. When God prepares someone for greater territory, He begins separating them from everything that cannot survive at the altitude He is taking them to. It's not personal, it's spiritual alignment. You're not losing people, you're losing limitations. There were moments when people misunderstood your silence, thinking you were withdrawing or changing. But what they could not see is that your spirit has been in spiritual training. You've been learning how to pray differently, how to discern differently, how to think differently, how to see differently. Growth always brings discomfort, but it also brings clarity. And the truth is, you have seen things recently that you cannot unsee: the motives of certain people, the fragility of certain relationships, the truth behind certain situations. Pressure has refined your ability to see beyond the surface. It has sharpened your intuition, your sensitivity to God's voice, and your awareness of who you are becoming. You are not the same person you were last season. You've evolved, matured, and awakened spiritually. And because of that transformation, God is now positioning you for a coming season where what once drained you will no longer access you, what once distracted you will no longer reach you, and what once limited you will no longer surround you. This pressure is the sign that God is transitioning you into a level of purpose that can no longer be delayed. Chosen one, this next part may explain something you've been sensing in your spirit but couldn't fully articulate. The pressure you've been experiencing hasn't only been shaping you, it has been separating you. God has been removing certain people, environments, and connections not to punish you, but to protect what He is building within you. There are individuals who were comfortable with the old version of you but could never align with the anointed, refined, elevated version God is awakening. And so, through pressure, God has quietly shifted you away from conversations that no longer nourish you, relationships that no longer support you, and atmospheres that no longer match your spiritual identity. Some people in your life began to fade without explanation, and part of you wondered if you did something wrong. But the truth is deeper. They were not meant to walk with you into the next season. Their presence would have interrupted your clarity, diluted your anointing, or delayed your calling. God saw what you couldn't see, and He separated you before their influence could hinder your destiny. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. It wasn't loss, it was liberation. Pressure pulls you away from what is misaligned so you can rise into what is divinely assigned. And as you've walked through this separation, something powerful has been happening internally. You've begun to recognize your worth. You've become more selective with your energy. You've become more cautious with your heart. You've realized that not everyone deserves access to the deepest parts of your spirit. Pressure has awakened discernment in you, a spiritual sensitivity that allows you to see the true intentions of people, even when their words sound kind. It has taught you that peace is more valuable than approval, that solitude can be sacred, and that silence often reveals more truth than conversation. God has been pruning your life so you can finally breathe at the level He's preparing you to operate in. You are entering a season where the people around you will be those who strengthen you, not drain you, those who speak life, not confusion, those who walk with you, not against you. The pressure you felt was the hand of God clearing the path ahead, making room for what He is about to release into your life. Chosen one, there is something profoundly spiritual about the pressure you've been facing, something most people around you cannot see or understand. The enemy has not been attacking you because you are weak or because you have done something wrong. He has been attacking you because your very existence is a threat to darkness. You carry a calling that disrupts the plans of the enemy. You carry an anointing that shakes the atmosphere. You carry a purpose that intimidates forces that never wanted you to rise. The pressure has been spiritual resistance, not spiritual failure. Every heaviness you've felt, every moment of discouragement, every wave of fear or confusion, that was the enemy trying to weaken a vessel that heaven has chosen for something extraordinary. But what the enemy didn't realize is that pressure does not break a chosen vessel. It reveals the strength God placed inside you long before the battle began. While others would have surrendered, you kept going. While others would have shut down emotionally, you continued to feel, to love, to care, even when your heart was tired. While others would have walked away from their faith, you held on to God even when you didn't understand what He was doing. Your endurance has been frightening the enemy. Your resilience has been confusing him. Your survival has been defeating him over and over again. This pressure has forced you to pray in ways you never prayed before. It has pushed you into deeper conversations with God, where you learn to surrender not just your desires but your fears, your wounds, and your unanswered questions. It has sharpened your discernment so you can sense danger before it reaches you and recognize blessings before they manifest. It has matured your heart, teaching you to release what no longer serves your peace and to embrace what strengthens your spirit. Through everything, God has been molding you, turning your pain into wisdom, your struggle into authority, your endurance into spiritual power. And now, something is shifting. The pressure that once felt like it was suffocating you is now empowering you. You are stepping into a realm of spiritual awareness, emotional stability, and divine insight that you didn't have before. What once overwhelmed you can no longer break you. What once scared you can no longer control you. What once hurt you can no longer stop you. You have become stronger, sharper, steadier, and far more spiritually aligned than you realize. The enemy came to crush you, but God used the same pressure to crown you. Chosen one, take a deep breath, because what you are about to hear is not just encouragement, it is a prophetic declaration over your life. A spiritual unveiling of what God has been preparing behind the scenes, and a divine explanation for everything you have endured. The pressure you've been carrying has started to feel like a permanent state of being, a constant weight on your shoulders, a never-ending battle in your mind and spirit. But heaven wants you to know that this pressure is not your future. It is the final stretch before breakthrough. Everything that has been pressing against you is about to shift, and everything that has been weighing on you is about to lift. The season of heaviness is reaching its expiration, and a new season, one filled with clarity, strength, and divine movement, is beginning to unfold around you. You have walked through one of the most intense spiritual seasons of your life, emotionally draining, mentally stretching, spiritually testing, physically exhausting. There were moments when you felt you were holding everything together with threads that kept threatening to snap. There were nights when you stared at the ceiling and wondered how much more you could take. There were mornings when getting up required more strength than anyone around you realized. Yet, even in those private battles, you kept going. You kept faith alive. You kept your heart open to God, even when answers seemed distant. You kept hope alive, even when circumstances looked bleak. And because of that, heaven has recorded your endurance. God has seen the fight in you, the strength in you, the humility in you, and He is preparing to reward you openly for what you endured privately. The pressure you carried was not random, it was purposeful. It was building your character, refining your spirit, strengthening your foundation. God needed you to be strong enough to carry the blessings He is about to release. He needed to toughen your spirit so that when influence comes, your integrity remains unshakable. He needed to deepen your discernment so that when doors open, you know which ones are from Him and which ones are distractions. He needed to solidify your identity so that when He elevates you, you rise in confidence, not confusion. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. And now, the preparation season is shifting. You are stepping into a divine turning point, one of those rare spiritual transitions where everything starts to align, where things that were once stuck begin to move, where prayers that felt unanswered suddenly unfold in ways that exceed your expectations. God is positioning you for restored peace, renewed energy, and supernatural strength. He is aligning resources, opportunities, and connections that match the level of growth you've reached. You're walking into a chapter where the pressure that once drained you will now become the very strength that empowers you. Chosen one, this next season will reveal why you had to endure so much. You will look back and realize that the weight made you wiser, the isolation made you disciplined, the struggle made you compassionate, and the silence made you spiritually sensitive. The very things that challenged you the most will become the things that elevate you the highest. God is not just lifting the burden, He is lifting you. He is raising you into influence, purpose, clarity, and deeper connection with Him. The strength you didn't know you had will become obvious to people who underestimated you. The authority you didn't realize you were being trained for will begin to operate naturally in your life. You will speak differently, walk differently, think differently, and make decisions with a confidence birthed through fire. Now hear this prophetic declaration clearly. Every pressure that pushed against you is becoming the wind that pushes you forward. Every tear you cried is becoming a seed for blessings. Every closed door is becoming protection. Every delay is becoming divine timing. Every attack is becoming evidence of your anointing. You are rising, not by your own strength, but by the strength God planted in you long before you knew you would need it. You are not stepping into victory, you are stepping into identity. This is who you always were beneath the fear, beneath the struggle, beneath the pressure. This is your becoming. And as this message comes to a close, remember this: you are chosen. You are protected. You are strengthened. You are destined. Let this word settle in your spirit. Let it anchor your heart. Let it remind you that God has not forgotten you, not for a second. He has been carrying you, shaping you, preparing you. And now, He is releasing you into a new season of divine alignment. If this message resonates with your soul, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe for more prophetic guidance and spiritual breakthroughs. And if you feel led, you may support this ministry through Super Thanks or the Buy Me a Coffee link provided. Your support helps us reach more chosen ones who desperately need healing, hope, and direction. Stay strong, stay grounded, and remember, God gave you strength others don't carry, and that strength is about to lead you into your destiny.